Hey, what's up guys? Matt here again, and today we're going to bring you another video. This time I want to give you guys some information on female genital piercings. Okay. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and I definitely have a lot of people coming into the shop and they're very misinformed on what piercings to get, what you're actually piercing, and yada yada yada. So first off, I just like to say that when it comes to female genital piercings, you're not getting your clit pierced. So that is really important. I couldn't tell you how many times girls come in the shop asking to get that pierced, all right? That's not what you're piercing. Everything you're piercing is the tissue around that, all right? Now, we're gonna talk about 4 piercings here, okay? 4 of the most common piercings that you're gonna see with female genitals, all right? There's a bunch of others, but 4 of the most common. Now, the first one, and we're gonna start here because it's my favorite one. I think it's the most functional. I think it looks the best. And we're gonna talk about a vertical hood piercing. Now, vertical hoods are awesome. Vertical hoods, what they are, you have the hood that goes over the clit itself, and all it is the top of the hood is pierced, okay? Now, it's gonna be pierced with a barbell, usually around a 12 gauge barbell. I tend to not like to go much thinner than a 12 gauge. You can go thicker, but 12 gauge is the most common, all right? Now, the way a vertical hood works is you're gonna have a barbell. It's gonna be at the top of your hood. It's gonna hang down underneath the hood and actually rest right on top of the clit itself, all right? Now, that's where all the stimulation comes from. That's where all the fun comes from, all right? So, you're not piercing the clit. You're just piercing the hood above it, and the bar actually falls down underneath the hood and rests on top of the clit, okay? So, that's gonna be most functional. You're gonna get the most sensation out of that one. It's the easiest to heal. That one, because it's such a thin membrane you're piercing, it heals really, really fast. Around 2-3 months, you should be around 100%, okay? It's a high blood flow area, so because there's a lot of blood flow through that area, it gets lots of nutrients and minerals. Actually, all the female genital piercings are high blood flow area. So they get lots of nutrients and minerals flowing through there, which makes them heal really, really quick. Now, just know that another cool thing about the vertical is it's actually going with all the lines of the body, okay? So when you're walking, when you're moving, when you're sitting, there's really no discomfort or pinching or anything of that nature, okay? As long as it's pierced properly. So what's cool about it, because it goes with the lines of the body, it's just very little irritation and it's a very easy heal, okay? It's a very comfortable piercing to heal, all right? Also, it looks really, really cool when the girl's just kind of standing there and all you see is just the little ball on the top and then a little tiny one barely hanging out underneath the hood. I won't go into actual placement and stuff like that. That's going to be up to your professional piercer. We're going to try and keep this, not too graphic, but just some basic information, okay guys? And then the last thing about the vertical hood that I think is pretty awesome too, it's like a little beacon or an arrow to your partner, kind of pointing out where your clit is and kind of letting them know where they need to be focusing their attention, okay? So if that doesn't sell you on that piercing, I don't know what will. All right, guys? So that's enough for the vertical hood piercing. That's just some basic stuff. The next one that you're gonna find right there is gonna be a horizontal hood piercing. Now, horizontal hood piercing is basically around the same area that a vertical hood, it's just going horizontal instead of straight up and down. So a horizontal hood is gonna go side to side, okay? And it's the tissue that rests above the clit, all right? Now, usually that one is going to be pierced with a captive bead ring. That's probably the most common jewelry to put in there when it's healing. So your captive bead ring is going to rest down on top of the clit, and in order for that one to be functional, you have to manipulate it. It's not like the vertical where it's resting right on top of the clit, and any sort of sexual activity you're getting is going to be hitting that and kind of making it work in your favor. With the horizontal, you actually have to sit there with your hand and manipulate it to actually get any sensation from it, okay? The one downside to the horizontal hood that I think is because it is going side to side, when you stand up and your legs are together, that ring has nowhere to go. So it kind of gets shoved to the side, one side or the other, okay? Also, when you walk and stuff, you're really gonna feel that moving around. So a lot of women find that to be a little bit more uncomfortable. So the next one we're gonna talk about is going to be a labia piercing. All right, now labia piercings are exactly what they sound like, okay? It's just your labias. So with labia piercings, I would say the most common jewelry for that one is also a captive bead ring. Now, there's not that much function going on there with the labia piercing. If anything, it's more just aesthetic. It's just looks. They're kind of fun to pull and tug on. That's about it. All right, they're not very common piercing. We don't do that many of them anymore. They were pretty popular back in the day, but I would say most women are going with the vertical hoods these days. The last piercing we're gonna talk about is gonna be a Christina piercing. Okay, Christinas are awesome piercings, but they are purely aesthetic also. They have definitely become really popular lately. A Christina piercing is basically where all your lines kind of meet on the female genitals, you're gonna have this little upper triangle area, all right? So that is where the bottom ball is gonna be, and you're getting that pierced with a curved bar or a Christina bar, okay? A lot of companies nowadays are offering a Christina bar, which looks just a straight barbell with a slight 90 degrees bend at the end, okay? So it's gonna go up right at the top of that little pubic mound. It's gonna go through there on the bottom, and then come out through the pubic mound, whatever the desired distance that your body piercer feels is right for your anatomy. So once again, that's just a purely aesthetic piercing. I think they're gorgeous on girls. They look really, really cool. It's probably my second favorite one next to a vertical hood. You know, vertical is cool because it's functional and aesthetic, but the Christina just looks really cute on girls. Yeah, so those are probably your 4 basic female genital piercings. So hopefully I was able to break that down for you guys enough to where it made a little bit of sense. So from here, you guys go and do some Google research on your own. You know, we're trying to keep this YouTube friendly, so we're not gonna post a lot of photos of that. Go and Google them, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about for all those piercings. Then track down your local professional body piercer, and if you're interested in getting those, they should be able to help make that happen for you guys, all right? So you guys, thank you once again for watching. I really appreciate it, and hopefully we'll see you guys next video.